Richmond Footy Club plays Carlton this week in a clash that will define their season and determine whether they make the top 8. For Tiger fans, this game should be viewed as a mini-final that we must win to stay in touch with the final spot. Who would have thought that Richmond fans would ever be nervous heading into a game against Carlton? For the last 10 years, I have never dreaded a game against the mighty Blues, but I'm pretty nervous for this one, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, without further ado, let's have a look into the preview. Before we get into it, I'll preface this by saying that Carlton is a very scary football side that demands 100% effort for 4 quarters. None of this losing a lead crap everyone has witnessed in the past few weeks for the Tigers. Though we scrapped out a win against Port, I was pretty disappointed with the overall effort and sloppy football that I saw. I was at the game and, at times Richmond looked pretty ordinary. If we have the same amount of effort up against Carlton, we will lose. There's no question. Carlton under Michael Voss has been very dominant, and they punish sides who are sleeping. A key Richmond play to watch against Carlton is the long-awaited return of Tom Lynch, who is finally back after what feels like an eternity. After being out, I underestimated how pivotal he is in this Richmond outfit. And obviously, he can add some scoring firepower to the side. He's kicked, 32 goals for the year, but we've really missed his contested marking, which has been elite. Over the past few weeks, we've seen Soldo and Riewoldt struggle to be that big target up forward, even taking, a big mark down the line. If Lynch kicked a bag of goals and kept up with his career best form, it could determine the outcome of the game. Now, unfortunately, it's not looking like Dusty will play due to illness, which is a big blow, though he was quiet last week and we still managed to win. Richmond can still win without Dustin Martin, believe it or not, though I would have liked to see him play regardless. I believe Lambert should be back this week, so he takes the place of Dusty for me, and sadly I have Hugo missing this game. Not because he played a bad game, I just couldn't fit him into the side with Lynch returning. I've also put Judson Clark forward as a small, and I was very impressed with his debut last week. It wasn't just the 2 goals he kicked, but he played a very solid, well-rounded game, running down the wing, and I think he even won a few clearances for us. It's refreshing to see a debutant actually have a good game for Richmond, because for a while, I feel like, Josh Kipkis, you could argue, had a good first game, but, he's been pretty consistent, but it's not a breakout first game like Judson Clark had. Hugo or Jack Ross should be the medical sub for this game, and you could argue that both have a good case to be included. Ross comes off a really good week in the VFL, and Hugo played pretty well against Port, so it's really nice for Richmond to have the luxury of selection headaches. How nice is it when you could just about include anyone in your list and feel comfortable? I'm happy that there's AFL grade players who can't play. It means that we have a lot of list depth. So that's always nice and comforting, especially when injuries come, which they will. Don't you worry about that. I think Ross is 1 year off being a full-time starter. And, he knows the system, he plays well, and he's beginning to mature in age. Next year I think that he might have a breakout year. So I'm very excited for that one. Some key matchups to look out for are Tarrant and Curnow, which will be a good gauge on whether Tarrant can be the key defender we need him to be. I guess Tarrant might go to Mackay, but one of their big key forward targets. Tarrant's form has been up and down. I think he had quite a poor first half against Port, but he backed that up by an impressive second half that arguably is the best game he's played for Richmond since he came to the club at the start of this year. And if you look at Tarrant's numbers as well, like I kind of watched Tarrant and I thought, I don't know about him. He's not too great. He's getting old and he's been a bit out of form. But, if you look at his numbers as well, he hasn't been as poor as you like to think. And he doesn't, as I said, he doesn't always rack up too many possessions, but he plays his part, has been crucial in times eliminating key forwards, notably when he limited Peter Wright to 0, no score against Essendon, which was massive for us. If Tarrant can hold Curnow or Mackay to 2 goals or less, I'll be pretty happy with that game. I mean, holding a big key forward who could kick 6 to 2 goals is a big ask for Tarrant. I think that he can do it, but we'll see how that pans out. The ruck duo will also be something to watch. And if you look at the round 1 game, clearances were a pivotal point of focus which won Carlton the match. If Nank and Soldo do their job against De Koning and Silvani, then the clearance count may look more balanced. For Richmond, clearances have never been a strong part of their game, which is more of a turnover central scheme. I'm expecting Carlton to win the clearance battle, but if Soldo and Nank can stem the bleeding in that area, they can shut down a crucial facet of Carlton's dominant gameplay. At the end of the day, this Carlton side is drastically different to the one we faced in round 1. Currently, Carlton has been ravaged by injuries. Valuable players like Adam Chera, Mark Pitnet, Jacob Wiedering, Caleb Marchbank, and Mitch McGovern, and other players have been ruled out, giving Richmond a very real, tangible chance of winning. And really, Carlton looked pretty damn ordinary in their game against a struggling Essendon side, especially in that final term where they only kicked 2 points, I believe. Richmond really need to capitalise on Carlton's misfortune and fight out another win. A win that will define their season. Win, and we likely make the top 8. Lose, and we may not make the finals. It's do or die for Richmond this week. I'll be hoping for a great game, ideally one where we win. I could see this game going either way, but I've got to back them in. I just have this feeling that they're going to come out firing. And let's hope that they can get the job done, get the chockies. Anyway, I'll see you guys for the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out here. I'm trying to build a Tigers community, and I'm pretty new to this, so any feedback is really appreciated. But above all, go Tigers.